Classes canceled on Monday for the long-awaited solar eclipse. We'll have a look into how UT students celebrated the view.
Country music stars returned to the Moody Center. We'll tell you who was there and what new songs debuted.
Showdown in Austin between UT and Oklahoma softball draws record crowds. We've got a rundown of that game for you later.
Reporting Texas TV starts now.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Kevin Bosker.
And I'm Lane Rice.
More than 30 million Americans experienced a total solar eclipse from Texas to Maine on Monday. On the 40 acres, students and staff came together to witness this historic moment.
They gathered in front of the tower to listen to live music, enjoy eclipse-themed snacks, and witness almost 2 minutes of totality. Reporting Texas TV's Jasmine Palacios is in the newsroom to tell us more about the total eclipse of the horns.
Yeah, there were over 15 spots across UT's campus to witness the eclipse. The biggest event on campus provided free burnt orange eclipse glasses and telescope viewing points. Thousands gather around the UT Main Mall while they wait for the moon to cross directly in front of the sun.
There's not a lot of places in Austin or, in the path of totality having a big event like this, and you only get to see the student performers and Longhorn Band perform these songs only a couple times.
The Longhorn Band and Mariachi Paredes de Tejana brought in eclipse-themed performances before the main event.
I love hearing mariachi music. It's so cool. The band, like all of them. My group leader at my church group is performing, so I'm very excited to see him.
UT canceled classes during the event, allowing every student to take part in the fun.
And the fact that we are in the path of totality here in Austin is huge, so clearly I am dressed for the occasion. I wanted to dress up because this is such a wonderful day, and I just wanted to bring joy to all the people coming to watch the eclipse. Actually got to do a private concert for the people of the tower right here alongside our fellow president, Jay Hartzell.
UT's president spent his time with other fellow Longhorns before the minutes of darkness. Proper eye protection like these must be worn throughout the total eclipse to prevent long-term eye damage. Except for in the totality time of 1 minute and 44 seconds in Austin. The last total solar eclipse in Central Texas was in 1878, making this a unique experience for these students.
I can't think of a better way to end out my time as a student than to be surrounded by the Austin community and all of my fellow students.
The next total solar eclipse for Texas to experience won't be until 2044. Live in the newsroom, I'm Jasmine Palacios, reporting Texas TV.
Thank you, Jasmine. For a California couple, the eclipse sparked the idea to combine it with embracing their love in the Alamo City. A destination wedding seemed to be the perfect idea for Kendall Hall and Matt Klein, along with their wedding guests, which consisted of a lot of astrophysicists. The ceremony was eclipse-themed with a custom eclipse glasses for all the guests. The party camped out at Concane to witness Monday's eclipse. It is a common trend for eclipse weekend, with mass destination weddings taking place in multiple states.
While some saw the eclipse as a chance to say I do, younger astronomy lovers got a chance to learn about the stars. NASA joined the Austin Nature and Science Center for their total eclipse at the park on April 6th. The event was a chance for kids and parents to make indirect viewers, see NASA's 6-wheeled rover, and learn more about the stars.
We have subject matter experts, we have planetary scientists to give talks, and then we are explaining some of the active missions that NASA is doing.
They also were able to hear from NASA scientists about future plans to bring rock samples from Mars to study and go to talks to learn more about the cosmos. NASA hopes the eclipse reminds people that we are all connected by the stars.
The family of a former Lake Travis High School student filed a lawsuit against the school district for failing to take action after their son was bullied. The student, who had a severe peanut allergy, suffered an allergic reaction after 2 of his teammates placed peanuts around inside his football locker. After an investigation into the incident, the school district concluded it did not lawfully constitute bullying. However, the student's mother believed that action should have been taken to stop the bullying in the first place.
I'm really hopeful that they're going to do the right thing.
And transferred to Vandergrift High School while the family is suing Lake Travis ISD for $1.5 million. The district has denied the lawsuit's allegations. Austin American Statesman employees returned to work on Tuesday after a 4-day strike. During the 48th annual Statesman Captain K on April 6th, Statesman journalists were on strike due to a fight for fair pay. The Austin News Guild, the union for Statesman employees, and the paper's owner, Gannett, have been struggling to reach a contract for years.
We need to be able to feed our families. We need our reporters and photographers to not have to have a second job.
The employees are asking for a minimum wage of $60,000 annually, and Gannett offered $48,000. Wages aren't the only issue the paper has been facing. Since 2019, the owners have been cut over half their staff.
Austin's mayor has announced his campaign for re-election. Mayor Kirk Watson was re-elected in 2022 after serving as mayor from 1997 to 2001. Rather than a 4-year term, Watson has only served 2 years following Austin's vote to synchronize with the presidential election. Other candidates for November's election include Kathy Tovo, Doug Greco, and Carmen Pulido.
A Texas football star arrested. More on what happened with a prominent NFL draft prospect.
A tribute to Selena Quintanilla will tell you what fans did in Austin for the singer.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just need you to listen to me.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and I know it's because you care.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me. And believe it or not, they really do make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for talking and preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for never giving up and always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for letting me know what you expect, so I can try to meet your expectations.
Thank you for talking.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
A murder-suicide at a home in Cedar Park left 2 people dead on Monday. Local police responded to a shots fired call around 11 p.m. in the 200th block of Fawnfield Drive. Neighbors say they heard nearly a dozen shots fired. Police found a 42-year-old woman dead inside a car parked in the driveway. A shelter-in-place was issued at the time, and the Central Texas Regional SWAT team was called in. When SWAT breached the doorway, the 37-year-old suspect was found dead inside.
An investigation that started in Cedar Park leads to the arrest of 20 gang members in Georgia. Black Rock Vape was robbed on March 14th. According to the Cedar Park Police Department, a worker claimed several men pulled out guns and stole his phone, money, and vape products. Police say they tracked the suspect to Georgia and discovered they were affiliated with a gang. 20 gang members were arrested and weapons, drugs, and money were taken from the home.
A former Texas football player was arrested on Sunday for driving while intoxicated. Tavondre Sweat was booked into a Travis County jail for a Class B misdemeanor after an early morning crash in North Austin. Sweat posted a $3,000 bond and was released on Sunday afternoon. He's expected to be a second-round pick in this year's NFL draft, held at the end of the month. And the Country Music Television Awards made it to Austin for the second year in a row.
Paulina Pearson is live in the studio with us today to tell us how UT prepared for the awards show.
Yeah, it was so fun. I was at the red carpet before the show began, and stars like Emma Roberts and Lainey Wilson were there. It was so cool to see everyone's style and their unique outfits. We even talked to Carlene Carter, daughter of June Carter Cash, who was rocking a jacket bedazzled with Carter Girl on the back in support of Beyonce's new album. The line outside of the Moody Center Sunday wasn't for a basketball game, but for the 2024 Country Music Television Awards. Jelly Roll and other country music stars, such as Keith Urban, joined with icon Gayle King, made an appearance. For the fourth year in a row, Kelsey Ballerini, country singer-songwriter, hosted the show. Many songs were debuted, such as Sam Hunt's Locked Up.
Austin also obviously has a reputation for great music, and I always enjoy my time here.
The show also had a tear-jerking tribute to singer Toby Keith, who passed this February. Lainey Wilson sang Keith's hit, How Do You Like Me Now?
The CMT Awards are the only fan-voted country music awards, and that allows people like you to vote for your favorite stars.
While the CMT Awards is meant to bring country singers together, TikTok stars Pookie and Jet made an appearance, giving some words to the Longhorns.
Go Horns until you guys play Georgia this year. We will definitely be here for that game, and we look forward to kicking your butt.
Last Wednesday, Jason Aldean and Bailey Zimmerman kicked off the festivities early at the UT Tower, which even included fireworks. Sunday night's show concluded with singer-songwriter Jelly Roll winning 3 awards, including Video of the Year and performing his song Halfway to Hell. And while some stars left with trophies, others went home with full bellies.
I've been chasing down just food everywhere, tacos and barbecue, and I have not been let down.
Let's hope the CMT Awards come back for year 3. You can watch full performances from the night on CMT or CBS.com, and for more details, check out the full story on reportingtexas.com.
Sunny weather is on the horizon. Our weather team will brief you on what to wear for the upcoming days.
Plus, South Carolina wins big, and we'll tell you all about the star that brought them to victory.
Wash hands now. Wash hands now. Wash hands now. Wash hands now. Hand washing is one of the best ways to stay healthy all year long.
When you're behind the wheel, pay attention. You never know who you'll run into. So stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. And yield the right of way when turning at intersections. It's the law. You'll be doing everyone a favor. Maybe someone just like you.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now,
we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses.
It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer
80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Nikki, Lane, it is so gorgeous outside.
I know, I'm so glad to see the sun after so much rain.
Same, I'm enjoying the hot temperatures and there is more to come of that.
Walking around campus today felt amazing because I was enjoying the sun and got a break from the humidity and the rain that we had seen earlier in this week. It was nice to say goodbye to that, and a preview of summer today. Today there is a high of 83 with sunny skies, and the temperature will drop to 52 degrees tonight with light winds, and we will see a slight rise in humidity this evening. So I suggest extra hairspray and a jacket if you plan on going out. The sunny skies will carry over tomorrow, and we will see the same temperature with a high of 83 degrees, but along with a few clouds and 6% chance of rain. Later in the evening, there will be more cloud coverage with a low of 59 degrees and winds up to 11 miles per hour. Luckily, the sunshine is here to stay for the weekend, so I would suggest enjoying the outdoors before the sun leaves. Saturday will reach 83 degrees, and Sunday will have a high of 84 degrees. The temperature will rise throughout the week, and unfortunately, so will the chance of storms. There's a 50% chance of thunderstorms next week, so take advantage of the great weather this weekend.
After all this hail, it is quite refreshing to see all this sun, you know.
Yes, I'm excited for this weekend and the sunny weather that is to come.
To no one's surprise, Tiger Woods is once again competing in the Masters. We'll tell you all about all the ways he's preparing.
The Kite Festival returned to Cedar Park in flying color. We'll tell you more about how attendance soared last weekend.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father.
Crippling depression, anxiety, exhaustion.
I was in prison and her mom had a heart attack.
There's a lot of institutional issues and challenges that suggest to us that dads aren't essential, and I've always rejected that.
Sometimes you don't have to know everything about being a dad. You just gotta be there.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
Welcome into this week's Sports Update. I'm Tommy Yarish. We'll start with South Carolina. The Gamecocks stand atop women's college basketball again, winning their third championship in 7 years. The Gamecocks defeated the Iowa Hawkeyes 87-75 in the title game and become the 10th team in NCAA history to finish the season undefeated. Despite having plenty to celebrate, South Carolina head coach Dawn Staley made time after the game to recognize Iowa star Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark for lifting up our sport. She carried a heavy load for our sport.
And carry the sport they did, with the title game averaging nearly 19 million viewers on ESPN, the most watched basketball game, college or pro, men's or women's, in the last 5 years, up 289% from just 2 years ago. And South Carolina wasn't the only team winning a national championship this week. The UConn men's basketball team beat Purdue 75-60, winning back-to-back championships. They're the first team to do that since Florida in 2006 and 2007. Huskies head coach Dan Hurley, in a way that only he can, summed up the title run in 8 seconds.
Obviously,
what could you say? We won by a lot again.
And there isn't much of an argument against that. The Huskies outscored their opponents by a combined 260 points in their last 12 NCAA tournament games, establishing themselves firmly amongst the best programs in college basketball as a blue blood. Now they'll look to become the first team to three-peat since John Wooden and UCLA did it in the 1960s. And Texas baseball's inconsistency continues to rear its ugly head. Thanks to a 6-run fourth inning from Texas State powered by an Alex Gonzalez 3-run home run, the Bobcats took the early lead over the Longhorns and never looked back on Wednesday night, winning it 7-3 at Dish Falk Field. Texas State captured the season series over Texas for the first time since 2001. Houston is next on the docket for the Longhorns with the series starting on Friday. Earlier on in the show, we talked about Texas defensive lineman T'Vondre Sweat's DWI arrest. Now, how will that affect his draft stock? Sweat, who is considered one of the top defensive linemen in the upcoming NFL draft, was initially expected to be taken in the second round, but now will likely slide down teams' boards after a breath test showed his blood alcohol level was at .105, well over the legal limit of .08. And when you think of the Masters, you think of Augusta National, Amen Corner, the Par 3 tournament, and you also think of Tiger Woods. The 5-time Green Jacket winner is getting ready for his record-tying 23rd appearance at Augusta, but hasn't played since mid-February after dealing with the flu and other health issues. Despite questions about his health, Woods told reporters on Tuesday that he believes he can win one more time at Augusta. And guys, now that the Masters is here, it's a sign for guys like me to get back on the golf course and try to fix that horrible swing.
I think out of the three of us, I might have the best golf shot.
You need to give us lessons.
I need them.
Nobody likes a secret, so stay tuned to uncover the work of a mystery Mexican artist.
Texas women's softball is winning games and setting records. If you don't know much about the sport, we've got a great story coming up next for you.
There's just something special about this place. It feels like home. A living room under the sky and trees.
I know, right?
The fresh air and the vast expanse of green, all here for us to enjoy and to care for. We have a responsibility to look after this earth we call home, to preserve it for generations to come. Every small action contributes to a bigger change, and every one of us can make a difference. The forest feels like home, a place where memories are made. And together, we can preserve and protect it.
CrossFit's got nothing on extreme fanning, let me tell you. Jump and fan, put your legs up in the air, fan, 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 fan. Try to keep your balance. This is so extreme. Fan yourself. We're bonding a little here. Once we start going into our extreme mode, get your arm steps in, people. You're just gonna burn so many calories. Yeah, do you feel burned?
This was a terrible idea.
You just can't even measure it. It's just gonna go off the charts.
It's an interesting form of exercise.
Being one with the wind, which is the goal of this class at the end of the day.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get that at all.
Extreme fanning. You're gonna work with the wind to get you worked out.
It's kind of weird. I don't know any other way to describe it.
It's the best feeling in the world, guys. Woo!
You don't have to go to this extreme to be a wind fan. Anyone can be a wind fan with Austin Energy. Choose 100% green choice Texas Wind Energy today.
Texas softball was back in action in the 40 acres with a familiar foe this past weekend. Reporting Texas TV's Debony Serta is live in the newsroom and has the inside scoop on what happened.
The drought is finally over as Texas has beaten Oklahoma 2 games in a row, clinching the series for the very first time in 15 years. In the last 32 matchups, Texas has only won 1.
McCombs Field was the place to be as number 4 Texas hosts the 3-time defending national champion Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry.
This is the most anticipated
3-game series of the whole season for all of college softball. Not only is this a Red River rivalry, but it's arguably the 2 best teams in college softball.
The Longhorns made history by clinching the series, giving the Sooners its first Big 12 series loss since 2011.
I think before we did what most people thought was impossible, and that's to beat Oklahoma 2 days in a row.
With the game growing and more visibility, it's inspiring younger generations. It's more than just a game.
Playing softball, this is like what you dreamed of, and knowing how many people watch the sport now and how many other younger girls who are inspiring just means so much.
The Longhorns not only handed OU 2 losses, but snapped their 40-game Big 12 regular season win streak.
To face a crowd who was outstanding, and I'll tell you, as someone who's advocating for growing our sport, we love those crowds even though they're against us.
Setting a new 3-game attendance record of 5,818 fans.
Women's sports is here to stay. Like, I watch softball more than I do baseball now. It's more exciting.
Debony Serta, reporting Texas TV.
While the Longhorns won the Red River rivalry, they can only soak it in for a few days. Their focus shifts to next for this weekend series against Baylor. Coach White says it's a tough challenge since they got swept last year. Live in the newsroom, Debony Serta, reporting Texas TV.
Did you know April 16th is Selena Day? Fans have decided to start the celebrations early, holding a tribute that had attendees dancing the night away. A bar in East Austin was filled to the brim to celebrate the iconic singer's life and legacy. A cover band played some of Selena Quintanilla's biggest hits. April is the month of both her birthday and her passing, but the Queen of Tejana music's influence is alive and well in Austin.
The work of a secret Mexican artist is being shown in the new exhibit at the Blanton Museum Art. Melecio Galván pen and paper art reflects life in Mexico and social movements in the late 60s. He was little known prior to his death in 1982, but his daughter drive to resurface his work and has given Galván's unique and experimental style a long-awaited recognition.
One of the curators said that had he promoted his work, he would have been recognized for what he really was, which is one of the best draftsmen of Mexico of the 20th century.
From other Mexican contemporaries, and over the 40 Galván pieces are included in the exhibit, which will be on display until August 25th.
We all knew people would be looking at the sky to view the eclipse, but what about those looking up to see kites? Cedar Park hosted their 8th annual Kite Festival this past weekend. They moved locations from a spot used in the previous year to accommodate for more visitors. There were 1,500 more visitors recorded this year than in past kite festivals.
So, Nikki, what's on with weather?
Well, it's going to be a warm weekend, and we're going to see more 83 and 84 degree weathers.
Practice golf swing.
Yeah, I know. Lane needs to teach us all to out there on the golf course get that swing right.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm pretty good.
And thank you for joining us tonight.
Good night, everyone.